Hello.
Yo.
Hello.
Episode 1 of 1. Welcome to On GP, On General Principle. I'm Sky.
Yes.
That's my man.
Geno XO in the building.
And right here we got our co-host.
Redbone, a.k.a. Hueso Rojo.
Who the fuck
Yeah.
is that?
It's Redbone in Spanish.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Now, just to jump into it, if you know, you know.
Oh, the first topic was what?
First topic.
Oh man. Okay, this is the segment of the show. If you know, you know.
Can I
Now,
smoke
there's
my
some
joint?
shit. You can what? You got something? With you? Yeah, fire it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smoke
I don't
what you
know.
like.
Because I smoke, y'all.
Can we?
No, I don't share.
Well, yeah, we yeah. Go
I
ahead.
don't.
Nigga, this a joint. Everybody should have their own weed in 2023.
All right, so look, this is the segment of the show. If you know, you know.
I'll pass it to y'all. Y'all got COVID?
Nah.
Okay.
That's still in here.
All right, so
Okay.
look, this is what we got. Now, recently, I don't know, this shit kind of went under the radar. They was, it was a whole bunch of kids in Philly, and they was just running wild. They say it was about 300 motherfucking kids. Damn, 300 kids, and they running wild all through downtown, like throwing rocks, shooting. One kid ended up, he like had a gun. He was like 13 or whatever, and it was like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock when all this was going on. Don't know why the kids was out doing it, you know what I'm saying? But the cop just turned around and said, like, yo, this is the parents' problem. We sick of this shit, you know what I'm saying? The parents really got to start having some type of control of this situation so this type of shit won't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, which I mean, I agree with him, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I kind of agree that it is where you come from when you go out and do kind of, you know, wild stuff. And even though we go out and do certain shit, you know, stuff that be wild, but you still know where you come from. And it's like some type of parenting does, I think, need to be in control with that.
I'm not too much abreast on that particular situation. I ain't really hear too much about the scenario, to be honest. But it sounds crazy to me, but I didn't really hear too much about the scenario. You,
I ain't heard about the scenario neither, but I can say this. It is all on how you teach at home. Because when I was coming up, things that my mother instilled in me as far as, like you had young girls that might have been what they call bustos. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was things that my mother taught to where I could listen to rap music or gangster music and know, regardless to what I'm hearing, that this is just rap.
Right.
This
Not
is just
get it too
something, not feel like this is some real shit because they're
Right,
talking some
right,
real
just
shit.
to you.
So it does start at home.
Right.
And I feel like in this day and age, too many parents want to be their kids' friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't, you know, to say your child is your best friend, that's just a statement. It's for the culture because your child can never be your best friend. You are mama.
no,
Well,
I
you
think,
are
I
daddy.
think
You
people
came
got
from
that.
this man.
People got
Or
that
woman.
wrong. People got that misconstrued because my old man used to say he was my best friend, and I didn't get it when I was a kid.
You
when
was
I
his
became
broke
when I
best
got
friend.
when I got older,
Right.
and if I got in a jam, he was the one that showed up. It wasn't the niggas you was running with every day. It was the old man bailing me out. It was the old man giving me the, you know, whatever was needed. So that's what he meant by that. He was my best friend. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it took for me like to really look back because he passed on. Now looking back, I knew exactly what he meant.
But think about this though. That was then. In the now, you got women competing with their younger daughters wanting to look like sisters and you know what I'm saying, want to play the friend like I'm the cool mama. She still got to know that's mama because if your child look at you as a friend and not as the authoritative, then that's where the lines are crossed
Exactly.
at. You know what I'm saying? So the
I agree
parents
100%.
should have monetized their children to know where their children are, what their children are doing.
Monetized.
Is that a word?
I don't think so.
I'm low. You
Monitor.
Monitor your children.
God damn it, y'all knew what I was talking about. So listen,
Put them up for sale.
y'all could have pulled me to the side to
That's
correct me.
okay,
You correct me on that. On my
We
IT.
know what you meant.
You know what I meant.
So look,
I fucked up. So all I'm saying is parents are supposed to, especially when you are under 18 and you are in your parents' house or under their roof, they're supposed to know where you are, what you're doing, where you been, who you with. And that's where we get lost at. So yes, I agree with the police officer. The parents should have some type of disciplinary actions on their children instead of just letting them run wild with their friends at a certain age.
I think all of this shit happened when they took the whoopings out of the household.
Church.
They didn't take it out.
Church.
They didn't take it out. They didn't take it out.
Get my
Church out of school and whoopings. When you knew grandma or whatever had that switch, you had some type of like, maybe I ain't gonna, or you gonna be a little bit more slicker about it. You wouldn't be going on internet talking about the shit that these, little knuckleheads doing right now. And it's because they like, man, I'm telling you, my parents can't touch me. That's against the law. So the teacher can't, if you ain't scared of your parents, the teacher can't tell you nothing. Or a police officer damn for sure can't tell you nothing because that's the culture that hate the 509. And
that's
it's just no respect out on the street.
That ain't new.
Well, yeah, that part
that's
ain't
not new.
That's not new, but it the whole thing about it's just no respect for nobody. We used to at least have that respect for our elders. Now you see a young cat,
see, because
running up, knocking them out, recording.
But see, the villages went away. The villages went away. Because when I was coming up, neighbors could check me. The elders of the block, they could check me. And they could tell my mama that they checked me. You understand what I'm saying? So our villages left.
And your mama wouldn't get mad at them.
Wouldn't get mad. Once people said, don't tell my child what to do. It wasn't spankings. Exactly. It wasn't none of that. It's when you don't see, when you let other people in front of your child make it seem like your child does no wrong in your child's mind. I can do no wrong in front of her because she gonna always have my back even when I'm on bullshit, and that's where it ended at.
And that's a general thing because right now it's more so of a mind your business type of thing, right? Versus you policing your block and shit like that. Motherfuckers like mind your business because if something happened and you're a witness to it, something may happen to you. So it's a difference of how our city is controlled. To be real with the fact, you know what I mean?
That fucked up.
It's just
that if you care about your community and you have a voice and you say something, you could potentially get fucked up for trying to help your community. That's fucked up.
It's a really good chance that you're gonna get fucked up.
Hell yeah.
If you said something. So it's a difference.
That police officer wasn't wrong at all.
Right.
He said what he said.
What he said.
Those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind.
Right. So. All right, let's wrap it up and move on. It was another topic though. You told me you saying something in the news, Scott P. Well, something about the Cash App.
Oh yeah, we was talking about the my man that got stabbed up, the Cash App guy. Just the scenario of him getting stabbed on fucking Wednesday and the federal government releasing that they got a new Cash App on Friday. Just look a little crazy, but I think the timing was bad. That's what.
But see, we was just talking about that. Cuz was saying like, what was you saying about that?
Cash App.
Yeah.
The Cash App.
The dude that I said, go ahead and cash our money back to the bank because the federal government probably taking control of that right now, and they probably have something to do with old boy getting killed because they didn't have their hands in his pot, and y'all already know how our government is. They want their hands in everybody's money pot, and if they don't get their hands in the pot, something gonna happen, just like it did. So my suggestion is cash our money back on out to where y'all it belong and get it off Cash App now.
What's your name, sweetheart?
I'm Nika. They call me Sneak Baby. What it do?
Get Sneak. Get Sneak. You see what the government coming for Sneak. The government coming for Sneak.
Shit like that.
It was real shady though. Like,
I'm just talking shit. That was crazy though.
Don't nobody know
but
who
the
did
timing,
it, how it happened.
The timing was crazy. I think that's the sickest shit. The timing was crazy.
If you really look it up, taxes is illegal as fuck.
Well,
because they said
really part of the government.
But this is what they saying. They saying you work, you do this labor, you work, and then you pay us because you work.
Right.
That's some fucked up shit. The shit is really not even, it's null and void, but because the powers that be can implement anything that they want, and we don't have no choice but to go for it. Right. You understand what I'm saying? The taxes shit is done. Niggas shouldn't be going to jail because they work. How can you take a nigga's money? How can you take his money that he worked for, that he put his heart on? How do you have the right to that money? Taxes is not even for real.
Right, but they set the tone, and that's why if you rich and you self-employed, a lot of people know how to get around that, and that's what keeps the rich
rich. Or if you're a street
But that only lasts for so long.
Right.
So that's the difference. You know what I mean? But back to the scenario though, and everything that was said was alleged, of course, as far as the government involved.
Yeah, we own the rights to that truth.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's just talk and gibberish, you know, for the most part, because we don't know what happened.
Right.
And what happened before that man was stabbed.
He could have been talking cash shit to him.
Yeah, we don't know what happened. You know, it's just
So we
those
don't know.
scenarios
We
are
don't know.
alleged or whatever.
It's
but
alleged.
It's just ironic how it happened and the timing is
Right.
what makes it look crazy, to be honest. So
Right.
I think from that perspective, anybody would question the
yeah,
overall
I-
scenario.
That's
The point
crazy.
I'm making is
I'm
take
sure
your
some
money
more
back.
stuff gonna come out more. We're gonna figure out more and see what happens. It's still a developing story. So,
Right.
You know.
Right. Hey, what's your take on the BRICS scenario? Did you see about the BRICS? You heard about the China and Russia coming together and
No.
funding each other to
Oh,
devalue the American
and
dollar?
our money is not going to be worth shit.
Yeah, they were really what they're doing
Yeah.
is exchanging currency amongst each other and no longer using our dollar. So that way they don't need us as much. They're not leaning on us as much as they want to.
Hey, you know what's crazy? An elder told me some years ago, I was talking to this elder at a CVS, and she said, just watch. America is about to be a third world country. She said, I'm
believe
talking
it.
about, like, I talked to this lady, it had to be like 2006. She said, watch, America is about to be a third world country, because it's nothing but a business anyway.
Yeah, it's out of control. I mean, it's just.
Not that real.
I mean, come on, we
Nah.
kinda, we
ain't-
close though. Listen, we think we got
Yes,
freedom.
they got fucked up.
We
We
don't
getting-
have
we
the
getting
freedom
deep.
that
They
we
got
think we
fucked
got.
up.
You understand what I'm saying? We not as fucked up
We print
because they
money,
only
though.
show us a couple of third world countries that they consistently show on TV. We're not as fucked up, but as it goes is what I'm saying. Like, I watched a documentary in '89 about this foreseer named Nostradamus. You heard of him? Okay, so when I watched this documentary,
Nostradamus.
Okay, so when I watched this documentary, now mind you, this is in 1989. I'm watching this documentary, and he said something about 9/11. It's 89. 9/11 happened. Blackout happened. He named so much stuff, but he said in this day and age that we are living in now, that this would be the day of enlightening and knowledge, like we would know more. And then he also said the Muslims will rise. But when he showed Muslims, he just showed a gang of black people in the documentary I seen. It was just a gang of black people. But he said the Muslims shall rise. So right now we are in the age of Aquarius. We are in the age of know. If you don't know, it's because you didn't take the time out to try to know. We have so many resources to look up things that we've always questioned in our life, if you was that type of person that questioned stuff because it didn't make sense. But we have that information now. Some people just don't like to read no more. Do you think everybody's words are shortening up? YWD, such and such and such, and nobody... People don't even know how to write in cursive for real no more.
They stopped teaching that to our kids. I think that's
what I'm saying, though.
They
Because
took cursive out of the school. They don't teach that no
Because
more.
look
I
at the
think that's
Jetsons.
insane.
Everything is technology. Everything is technology, which we think is smart, but it's actually dumbing people down.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's dumbing people down.
You
They don't
forget
have
how
to do
spell
math.
words.
They don't. You don't have to.
Because
Everything
the phone
is.
to spell it out for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
when
so
you-
everything-
You can say it.
I think
You
the
can
best
ask
way
Siri.
was manually.
Yeah.
Manually is the best way because
Right.
that's what you learn.
Using your mind.
When you
is
don't
the
have
best
to
way.
take much to learn something, it's too easy. We thrive out hard because that's what challenges us. When you take the challenge out of people, they become lazy. They don't have to do nothing. And that's where they want us. They want us in this lazy type of mind, don't have to do nothing. Looking at mediocre stuff to feel like, oh, we doing something. And they mediocre. They dumbing us down. I seen a movie, and y'all look it up. It's called Idiocracy. And it came out in 2006. These fools was watering their gardens and their farms with Gatorade because they didn't know nothing about water. It was just dumbed down. Like in this day and age, it was to the future that we was gonna be dumbed down. We're getting dumbed down.
Right.
All right.